Hey guys, welcome back to another video with InfoSec Pat. In this video, what we're going to be doing is upgrading Windows 8.1 to Windows 10. If you're ready for the video, let's get into it. Thanks guys. Alright guys, welcome back. So what we're going to be doing in here is upgrading Windows 8.1 to Windows 10. So before we get started, I want to show you a few things. We have Windows 8.1 Pro installed on this machine. It is activated. That is super important. You need to have your Windows 8.1 activated in order to go with this procedure of upgrading for free. So that's the first thing. And you need at least 20 to 40 gigs free for the operating system upgrade. I'll show you what mine. I have the Windows 8.1 media installed, but on my C drive, I have 64 gigs free, so I'm pretty good there. So we should be good to go as far as the requirements. So let's just open up my Internet Explorer. Let's just go to Google. And on Google, we can just put Windows 10 upgrade tool. It should be the first link right here. Download Windows 10 disk image. So here we have the download tool now. So let's click on that and I'll download. I want to save it. While that saves, I want to show you something really quick that is pretty critical. If you have 8.1 Enterprise, it will not work. You have to you should make sure that you have these versions of Windows in order to go to Windows 10. Windows 7 Starter, Home Edition, Home Premium, Professional, Ultimate, that's in the Windows 7. I just did a Windows 7 and Windows 10, and I had Windows 7 Ultimate, and then went to Windows 10 Pro. And then for Windows 8 8.1, you have to have 8.1 with Bing, 8 Pro, 8.1 Pro, etc. So in our case, we have Windows 8.1 Pro. So let's go ahead and run this. I want to go ahead and X out of that. So this is our excuse me, Windows 10 setup, and we'll give that a second. And what I want to do on my desktop, I want to create a folder called if I can spell, before upgrade. And in here, I want to actually put a file before. This is before the upgrade. So you can see while Windows 8.1 was installed. Oh, nice smiley face. All right, so we can just go ahead here, save it. Now we have that. All right, so now we can see the Windows 10 setup license. We can go all the way to the bottom. We can read all that and we can hit accept. Okay, before I just want to bring this over here. I don't know, I'm weird with my recycling bin. I like it to the bottom right hand side. So we'll give this a second to go through its gathering its information. So while that's doing its thing, what I want to do is I want to install Google Chrome so we can have some applications on here. And so you can see, and I want to show you a few options that we have. I don't think I went through that on the other install for Windows 7, but I'm going to show you in here. So I'm going to download Google Chrome because I don't really have any applications on here. Just so you can see everything still in place. So while that's doing that, we can see where we're at with the install. All right, so what we can do here is the same exact thing as Windows 7. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this PC now. We can go ahead and create media, but we're not going to create media at the moment. We're just going to upgrade this PC now. Hit next, and we'll give this a moment till it generates its files. So now we have Google Chrome. What I want to install, I want to get Adobe Reader. I was going to do all of this prior, but I was like, you know what, I'll show you guys how to install a few applications if you don't know how to install them. But we do, I don't really want to choose all this. Doesn't really matter. English. English and version should be fine. No, I don't want McAfee. Thank you very much. I'll hit download now. We'll let that download. We'll give this a second. I just want to get a few applications so you can see that everything is still in place. Now that's installing. So last thing I want to do is get OpenOffice. We can just download Apache OpenOffice. Let's go ahead and install Acrobat. And we can just go ahead and get OpenOffice as well. We can just download this. Let's just minimize this for a second. So we can go ahead and download this from the download source, and we can just go ahead and download the zip file. That should be fine. Okay, we'll give that a second. We're still waiting for Adobe to install, and this is still doing its process, so we'll give that a minute. So we'll just get a few things done while this progress continues. All right, so we can knock a few things out. So let's see where we're at with this download. It's almost done. And this is like taking a full installation if you had Office, or if you have any other applications as well. So we're going to go ahead and wait for Adobe to finish before we actually go ahead and install OpenOffice. All right, so this is 20%, 27%. Now we have the icon here, so we'll give that a few more minutes while it does its thing. And all right, perfect. So we don't want to launch it, at least I don't. We can hit finish here. It'll show us the screen. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. So now we'll just go ahead and install OpenOffice really quick. And hopefully when we're done installing this, we'll be halfway there with the install of the download of Windows 10. All right, we'll give this a few seconds. And just an FYI, this is a virtual machine, so it may run a little slower than if you're doing this on a physical machine. All right, so maybe I didn't download the right one. Let's just, I don't really use OpenOffice. I was just figuring, you know what, let's just do this. LibreOffice. LibreOffice download. I know that one. So let's go ahead and download the Windows version. Sorry guys, but we're still waiting for the other one to download anyway. This is the latest version, 6.4.3. I don't use this. I actually use Windows, Microsoft Office, but these are free, so why not utilize them? We can still do the same thing. You can build documents. It has text editors, word processing applications, etc. And we're almost 50% here. And like I said, I just want to install some applications to get it like mimicking a real machine, because I just did a fresh install of Windows 8.1, activated it, updated it, and all that stuff. So obviously anytime you upgrade or install an operating system, do your Windows updates, patch that machine, because hackers are not so good. So you want to make sure your machine is up to date, patched, all your applications are updated. So let's go ahead and install this. If you want to do it, follow along. If you don't have Office, or you can just download LibreOffice, double click it. I'm going to do typical. I want to go ahead and it can create a shortcut on my desktop. That's fine. X out of here. I want X out of here. So let's let this do its thing. It's going to create a shortcut on my desktop with the necessary files for LibreOffice. Now it's doing the updating, etc. And this process this whole process, not installing the applications, but the whole process of upgrading Windows 10, it can vary. Like I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago when I did the Windows 7 upgrade. It took me about an hour and a half to do everything. But remember, this is in a virtual environment. If you did it in a physical machine, it's probably a lot quicker. You probably can cut that in half. But it took me about an hour and a half. But the process is exactly the same. If you have Windows 7 on a laptop, on a desktop, it's the same process as what we're doing if you have Windows 8 or 8.1 Pro. Remember, Enterprise Edition does not work. So you'll get an error saying this operating system is not supported by upgrade or whatever it says. It says something. All right, so we can hit finish here. We can open up the LibreOffice. This will go ahead, and you see you can have your writer document, your calculator, so it's equivalent to Excel, Impress presentation. This is like PowerPoint, and drawing. I'm not sure what that is like. Let's see. I have no idea what this is. I'm guessing this would be like, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we can just do a smiley face. Let's see, smiley face. I don't know, but yeah, so we can go ahead and X out of here. We don't want to save that, but we can double click on it again, create an Excel spreadsheet. I love what I do. All right, we'll save this. We'll save it to the documents. We'll create a Pat's docs and just do spreadsheet -1. That should be fine, and that should be good. All right, so this is 83%. So we'll let that finish up, and we'll give this a second to complete. All right, so it's almost there. Now it's going to verify the download, and we'll give this a few more moments. Now it's going to create the Windows 10 media. This should go pretty quick, and then it should give us the prompt to keep the files, and I'll show you the different options. And the option that we're going to be taking is keep everything intact. Just upgrade your machine, keep all the documents, keep all the programs, all the information that resides on the C drive. So let's just make sure. Right, yeah, we still have a good amount of space. All right, so while this progress creates the Windows 10 media, we'll let that do its thing. All right, so we'll just continue. Now it's going to check your PC. Now we're going to we're getting a few things ready. So we'll give this a second to generate. All right, perfect. So now we're going to go ahead and hit accept. This is going to go ahead and start the next process. And now it's going to check for updates. This is going to make sure it's compatible. It's genuine. This may take a few minutes, so give that a few minutes. And the way to see what what version you're running now, what we can do is we can run WinVer, WinVer, and this will give us what operating system we're running. So we're running Windows 8, version 6.3, build 9600. So this is compatible. So we can X out of here. We'll give this a few moments to continue its process. We'll give it a second, maybe a few moments. And once this is good to go, we'll continue. All right. So right here we have ready to install. This is the part that I just clicked install last time. So to recap, what we've chosen. So you can install Windows 10 Pro, keep all the files and apps. That's what we're going to do because we're going to want to keep all of this. But if we click on change what to keep, we can click on here. We can say I don't want to keep anything, nada. Just we'll whack everything. we can just keep the files, but say for example, just keep the files. If you have like Microsoft Office activated, installed, you're gonna have to reinstall that application. So the best and recommended choice I would go with probably many more out there would go with, is keep personal files and apps. Keep everything intact and just click on next. All right. So now we'll go ahead and check for updates, and this will take several minutes. So we'll give this a second to do its thing. Like I said, we're keeping everything intact. Hopefully, when we install Windows, it reboots. It's going to reboot several times. Once Windows 10 is installed, we log in. This should be on our desktop. Everything should be good to go. All right, so now we're good. Now we're going to get install. And here we go. Now this might take a while. So here we'll pause and we'll resume once this continues, and it'll reboot several times. And once it comes up to the next screen, I'll let you guys know and we'll go from there. So here we are, the machine rebooted, and this is the first process. So if you've installed any Windows 10 before, you've probably seen this screen before. It's pretty much going to go ahead and install the operating system, and it's going to turn off and reboot several times. Like it says down here, this your PC will restart several times. So we'll give this some time, and once this goes ahead and installs, it's about 1%. This is probably going to take, I would say, 25 to 30 minutes. Obviously, you don't want to see my ugly face that long, right? Just kidding. And so we'll give this some time, let it reboot, and we'll resume once this is done, all right? All right, guys, it's 100% now. It's going to reboot, and here we are. Now we have Windows 10. It's going to go ahead and go through the initial login. So once it's done logging in, we can go ahead and see our desktop and make sure all of our documents and everything is still in place. So that's the big test, isn't it? So I'll give this a couple minutes while this continues its process. And while this is going, please, if you like my videos, please like, subscribe, share them. And I mentioned this in a few videos. What I'm doing, I'm working on the side on a Udemy course, a whole Windows Server 2019, to set up from the beginning to advanced technologies inside Windows Server 2019. So look out for that. We can go ahead and hit accept. So now we're on our Windows 10 desktop. Everything looks good. We have our background still. We have our before the upgrade. So let's go see and make sure we have our file. It opens, and that concludes. So before we conclude, let's just go ahead and hit run. So we're going to run WinVer to see the version, and we're running the latest version, 1909, and the build is 18363.778. So another thing we can do is go to System, and we can go here to System Info. Obviously, it's not Windows 8 anymore. So if you did, see now we have Windows 10 Pro. What you can do, if you want, you can do is change settings. In here, you can go ahead and change. And instead of Windows 8, because it's Windows 10 now, we can go ahead and change that to Windows 10 and hit OK. And once that hits OK, we're going to have to reboot the machine in order for these changes to take effect. So go ahead and hit reboot now, and we'll go ahead and give that a second. Once it reboots, we'll log in. I don't have a password, it's just automatically logging in with the admin account. And once it goes on, we'll check the host name and make sure the host name stayed, which is Windows Win-10. And that pretty much concludes the video. This is pretty much how you upgrade from Windows 8.1 Pro to Windows 10 Pro. It's a very straightforward process. And we'll give this a second to boot up. And if you have any questions, if you have any concerns or comments, just hit me up on social media. Leave a link below. I'm more than happy to help you guys out as best as I can. And that's about it. So now it's going to go ahead and log on to Windows. Let's give this a moment. All right, so now we're right back on our desktop. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and right click on Start, go to System. And we can see it right here, the device name. And we can also do the system info like we did before, and we can see it's Windows 10 now. Perfect. And the last way to do it, if you want to show your friends that you're really cool, you can open up the command prompt. Let's change the font here so you can see a little better. 228. Okay. And from the command line, you can type in hostname. And there you go. There you got your host name. All right, so that concludes this video of upgrading, how to upgrade Windows 8.1 to Windows 10. Hopefully you liked it. Please like, subscribe. Until next time, have a good one and stay safe, guys. Thank you.